Hello and welcome, dear viewers, fellow casuals. You're watching Primetime Casual, and this is an introduction to speed bowling. And this short clip, I will just talk a bit about the basic control setup, because there are some things that you probably should keep an eye out when it comes to your controls. You might want to set up controls a bit differently from your normal flight, because this has special requirements. And later on I will talk about the basics of speed bowling and how the mechanics work in the first place. So here I am in the options menu. I want to talk about controls first because this is it is an FA off event. I have to say that I don't usually fly FA off. So if you're in flight assist on kind of person like I am, don't be scared. This is nothing like normal flight assist off. This is a very special kind of FA off, and as such, yeah, I guess some previous experience with flight assist off mode will help, but it's not a requirement at all. That said, one thing you want to make sure, absolutely sure, is that you have every possible axis of flight control and flight thrust mapped. You will need all of them. You will need roll, you will need pitch, you will need yaw, you will need lateral thrust, you will need horizontal thrust, and you will need forward and backward thrust. Most importantly, you will be required, and we will see this later in this video, this is the basic premise of speed bowling or gravity effect flying. You will need to constantly hold upwards vertical thrust for 10 minutes. Give or take. 10 minutes is about how long one run takes. And you want to do this without generating any other input. Small pause to let that sink in. Which means if you usually have I usually have it mapped to the right analog stick on my Xbox 360 pad, vertical thrust. And that's very difficult to hold constantly without generating some sort of right-left input. So what I have done is I've mapped my vertical thrust axis to the trigger buttons. That gives me some sort of fine control, and I can easily hold it for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, even during the first speed bowl without generating any input, and in my case without triggering my repetitive stress syndrome, where I just cramp whatever in my thumb. This is very important. You will need this fine control during the final bits of your approach to Bomb-Bellied Prospect. What you also need is lateral thrust. I have this on my bumper buttons, which may seem weird. It's just the way it goes for me. I don't need fine control with them. They are last-ditch effort for correcting your course. I have mapped forward and backward thrust to my right analog stick. This is a new experiment for me. You will need this. You almost won't need this during speed bowl, but it's good to have for survival. Flight rotation, whatever you want. Yaw is on my right stick, and well, roll and pitch probably on my left stick. This is your basic setup: roll and pitch. Basically, yaw somewhere where you don't accidentally use it, which is right stick is okay because I won't use forward and backward thrust very often. Most important, vertical thrust. You need lateral thrust, and you're set. Also, this is a small bonus tip. Under mouse controls, set show mouse widget on. This will give you this small little dot in the center of your screen. And this is very important to see where your ship is actually pointing, which isn't as easy as you think. And Bomb-Bellied Prospect may be a planetary output, but it's approaching it at hypersonic speeds. In this case, 4,000, 4,500 meters per second. Well, you need to be absolutely sure where you're pointed. So, this hauler. Let's see what it can do.